All right, folks, welcome back. I am Jake Ellenbogen, and I am very excited because the Rams survived. They got the win. That's all that matters. I don't care how it was done. I don't care that I thought this was going to be a blowout and could have been. Look, the reality is there are a lot of good things that came from this game, and I'm feeling better about this team than I thought I was going to coming out of this game. I already felt like they were going to turn it around. But are you kidding me? So understand this. And before we get into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Be sure to follow me on all social media at JK Bogan. And just letting you guys know that today's sponsor is Prize Picks. You can get $50. Sign up today using promo code JK Bogan. $50 added to your account. Just play a $5 lineup. Dodgers fans out there, you want to get in on the Dodgers Mets tonight's game, whatever it is. I don't even know what is going on tonight. I don't really care. I just know Dodgers and Mets is happening. But you can go and play on Prize Picks and use promo code JK Bogan and get $50. You don't even have to win. Just throw a $5 lineup in there. There you go. But guys, for real, this is an ugly ass win. And you know what? I don't give two rips about it. I don't. I do not care. They're playing on Thursday against one of the best teams in the league in the Minnesota Vikings. That I think that game offers a lot of opportunity for the Rams. I'm excited for that game. I'm very excited for that game. You know, one thing the Rams did today that I wasn't expecting? Their defense showed the hell up. That's what I think. I mean, we all saw that, right? The defense showed up. They showed up in a big way. They needed this. They absolutely needed this. And before you guys start going, because I know there's going to be negative Nancy's in the comment section. I already know it. I know there's a certain one that wears, you know, in his profile picture that wears that helmet over there. I know you guys are going to be negative, but I'm going to tell you this right now. They went on a 7 out of the last 8 game run last year. And do you remember what they did? They had a bye. Do you remember what the game was following the bye? It was an ugly win against a non-playoff team, 17-16. Okay? And in that game, in case you forgot, I'll remind you, they were without Kyron Williams, a key cog to their offense, a superstar of their offense. What does that sound like? That sounds like Cooper Kupp to me, right? They got Kyron Williams back the next week. Do you know what happened? I'm not saying this will happen against the Vikings. They won 37-14 on the road. They also blew out Cleveland, who, by the way, ended up going to the playoffs with Joe Flacco. 36-19, they blew him out. So that started a run. They started 4-6 off the bye, 5-6, 6-6. Well, believe it or not, if the Rams win this Thursday and they beat Seattle, that would be 4 wins. Think about that. 4-4. They'd be ahead going into, let's say, that would be week 10. They'd be a week ahead of where they were last year when they went on that run. So the next Mandalorian clearly hates the Rams and doesn't have any belief in them. So I'm just going to move on. But because they're not losing 37-17. I like, how could you even think that? They've been in close games all year. That game against the Cardinals was an absolute anomaly in which they lost Cooper Kupp in the game. You're not being real. You're being negative. Like, it's one thing to be real. Let's be real. The Rams should have won this game by more than they did. That's real. Another thing that's real. The Rams in other seasons probably have more than one win going into this game, right? They lost this game. Coaching has been kind of inconsistent, whatever. But here's the deal. I'm going to explain a lot of what happened. And people will look at this as defending or capping or whatever the hell they're going to call it. I don't really give a rip. Here's the reality, okay? First off, offense has been moving the ball at will going into this game. Where'd it go? I'm going to tell you. See, we way too often as a society, we love doing this thing called a knee-jerk reaction. As soon as we see, oh my God, that's terrible, that's ass, that's trash, all of that. There is a reason that they struggled today on the offensive side of the ball, and I'm going to explain to you why. in case you didn't know. So looking at what the Raiders did, keep in mind, this is the new era of Raiders football. This is the first game since Tom Brady started owning 5% of the company. This is the first game since they traded away Devontae Adams. They're going to do things a little bit differently. They come out with starting quarterback Aiden O'Connell because he doesn't turn the ball over nearly as much as Gardner Minshew, which we found out can't really blame them. They were right on that point. But here's the deal, okay? They came out and they wanted to run the football. And they were able to find some success with Alexander Mattison, who, by the way, for his career, is a very solid running back, does not get enough credit. So he's not a slouch. People act like he's like this Garbo guy. I don't know. The second thing is they wanted to be able to throw to Brock Bowers. That's what they wanted to do, because if you throw to Brock Bowers, you get him involved. He had 14 targets. You get him involved, and now the Rams have to account for him. And when you start overdoing it with him, and that was what I was worried about on that last play where they got into the red zone, they settled for a field goal, make it 20-15. But that last drive, the Raiders, they get it to Brock Bowers, and Rams had 3 guys on him. And that's what I'm talking about. Because when you have that much of an emphasis on a certain player in your passing attack, well, us as a defense has to assume, oh, yeah, they're probably going to throw it over there. Let's just throw extra guys. But now somebody else is open, okay? And that's just the reality of it. By the way, great tackle by Quentin Lake. I don't see enough people talking about that, probably because the game went absolutely haywire after that. But great tackle by Quentin Lake to save a touchdown. Who knows what would have happened if he didn't make that tackle? Maybe somebody else makes it. But regardless, huge tackle on third down. Massive tackle. Textbook tackle. Huge. But anyway, what I'm saying here, the Raiders' game plan was to run the football against a defense that still has, for whatever reason, Troy Reeder and Christian Roseboom are still starting, still has liabilities in the middle of their defense. They found some success. They didn't dominate, though. He had 92 yards on 23 carries. That's a good performance, but not dominant. That's 4 yards per carry, guys. They averaged 4.2 yards per carry on 29 carries. Good, but not dominant. They didn't just absolutely kill the Rams on the ground. Just like the Rams didn't kill the Raiders on the ground. 28 carries, had 4.1 yards per carry, had 2 touchdowns, but didn't absolutely kill the Raiders on the ground. So I'll say this. Bowers was a big part of what they were trying to do. Big part. And it worked for them. However, on the other side, okay, you have to think about this. Why did the Rams offense struggle? We have not seen Matthew Stafford look so conservative. We have not seen Matthew Stafford throw for 54 yards. I don't remember the last time Stafford threw for such a small amount of yards in a game. We have not seen this. So allow me to explain to you what happened. The Raiders watched a lot of Rams football to get ready for this game. They saw Matthew Stafford likes to sling it all over the field. They saw that the Rams also like to run it. So they said, with a backup center, a rookie who clearly is a rookie, I give him a lot of credit for his effort. I think he's going to be really good down the stretch. But the reality there is that you're seeing those rookie growing pains, the communication on the fly. You throw some things at Bo Limmer, and that's what you're going to get. He's going to struggle. So they said, why don't we do this? Let's stack the box, right? Let's stack the box against their running back, Kyren Williams, who's by far their most important player on their offense right now. Let's stack the box. If they can't run it against that, well, now they have to throw it. And now, basically, is the audio too low? Or are you kidding? Because I really don't want to deal with the audio thing again. I just turned it up. Hopefully that's better. All right. So anyway, basically, all right, hopefully now it's not too loud. So anyway, point I was making is that they stacked the box. They had some success at stopping Kyren Williams. Well, now because they're putting 8 and 9 guys in the box, if you don't know what that means, basically they're bringing up safeties. They're putting linebackers. They're keeping them there. They're not dropping them into coverage. They're throwing everything up front. Just think of it as that. Everything up front. If you play Madden, engage 8. It makes it really hard to run the ball when you have that many guys in the middle of the defense. You have that many guys up front in the teeth of the offensive line. It's really hard to run the football like that, right? So they had some success doing that. And the reason is because while Kyren Williams is a great running back and can make plays that just aren't even there, you were starting Justin Diedick for the first time in his career. You were also starting Bo Limmer. This offensive line has two gaping holes on the offensive line. Justin is going to try his best. I'm not hating on Justin, but they have stretched this out. I said this last game against the Packers. They have stretched this out as far as they can go. Okay? They've stretched out as far as they can go. They need to start getting players back. They need an Avila. They need a Noteboom. They need Jackson. They need guys in that offensive line so they can start running their offense how they want to run it. They're not running their offense, okay? They're running a modified version of their offense. They're having to make these adjustments. They don't have their two starting wide receivers out. They have two starting wide receivers out. Furthermore, in addition to that, they also had Jordan Whittington out today. Someone will probably put in the comments section to be smart with me that, oh yeah, he played. Yeah, yep, he was predominantly a blocking guy on the final drive of the game. Okay, so he didn't really play now, did he? What we saw last game against the Packers versus this game was entirely different. And what we found out today is that the offense is really not full of a bunch of great players. They have Matthew Stafford, who's great. They have Kyren Williams, who's great. Tutu Atwell is a very good player. No one's scared of the tight ends. I don't know why Davis Allen doesn't get opportunities. I think Parkinson's okay, but I was expecting a little bit more. The offensive line has needs. And you can't tell me, well, Jake, they have 3 of their starting 5 offensive linemen back. They should be fine. It doesn't matter. How many times do I have to give you guys the analogy of the paper chain, right? The offensive line is a chain. When you are a strong team, you're a strong offensive line, and you have all 5 guys, it's like having steel. You have steel links. But once you take off a steel link and you put in a 4th string left guard, well, now it's like paper mache and steel. How is that going to work? That chain isn't going to work, okay? And this one's made out of macaroni, right? Point I'm making is that 2 weak links on the offensive line are still going to impact the offensive line, even if you have all pros for 3 of the 5 positions. That's what we're seeing. So Stafford doesn't have enough time. Stafford can't run the football with Kyren. They've told Stafford, basically, you can't run the football at all, so he's not taking off. He's not being mobile. They're trying to protect him. And he doesn't have Cooper Kupp. He doesn't have Puka Nacua. And he didn't have Jordan Whittington. So despite the fact he already didn't have Kupp in Nacua, he found Jordan Whittington, right? Whittington was filling that role. And now he's gone. And so what we found out today, because you learned something new. If you pay attention, you learn something new every day. And you definitely learn something new every single week with this Rams team. But one thing that we learned today, guys, is the reality is that, one, Demarcus Robinson is not that good, okay? He's not. I don't hate him. I don't dislike him. So please don't make it personal. It's not personal. I'm just trying to do my job here. Demarcus Robinson, first off, that throw that he had near the sideline, the difference between him and Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp is Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are getting their 2 feet in bounds. How on earth he didn't get his feet in bounds, I don't know. Demarcus Robinson is not creating enough separation, okay? And we're seeing that Demarcus Robinson's production last year was because he was a product of having Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua on the offensive line, on the offense, right? Because it opens up opportunities. Well, now this is what we're seeing, a number 1 wide receiver. This is why that job is not easy. It's not a cakewalk, folks. It's just not. It's not easy at all. And this is what a number 1 wide receiver has to do. And furthermore, this is why Tutu Atwell is a number 1 wide receiver. Because I love Tutu Atwell to death. I absolutely love Tutu Atwell. He's one of my favorite players. But Tutu Atwell needs to be freed up. He needs to be put in motion in order to get off the line of scrimmage and have a free release. And now Tutu Atwell was asked to be the guy today. Also, still having to be that free release, having to motion him and get those free releases. So now you're down to Tyler Johnson and you're down to, Demarcus Robinson. And the reality is neither of them are very good. I know Tyler Johnson had a big run after the catch, but aside from that, he hasn't been that great. So what am I getting at here? I'm telling you, We learned that Matthew Stafford is not working with a hell of a whole lot, okay? He's just not. And so he wasn't when Jordan Whittington was there, but Whittington allowed the offense to have some sort of, like how in the NBA, you spread guys out. If you have floor spacing, you can really make things happen. We've seen it with the Warriors. They've been killers off of floor spacing. That was a big part of their dynasty, was spacing the floor. You had guys all over. They weren't sticking together, all of that. Well, the offense in the NFL is no different. And when you're out there and these guys are kind of sticking and they're really not, breaking out and they're not, creating any separation, that becomes a problem. So today, the guy who leads the league in average yards of separation per route run in Jordan Whittington was a mega loss today because Cooper Kupp didn't come back. And when I put that video out saying this was a smart move, you don't want to bring Cooper Kupp back, all of that, you don't want to bring him back this week because he's going to play on Thursday. Totally understood that. But you and I were lied to. We were told that right after, during the bye, Jordan Whittington, his shoulder injury will not impact his ability to play next week. And sure enough, it absolutely did. We were told he was going to play, no limitations, nothing. And now you don't have Jordan Whittington. And now we're finding out how freaking good Jordan Whittington is. Because look at how anemic this offense looked. Look at how pedestrian, how one-dimensional. It was get it to Tutu Atwell. And if you can't get it to Tutu Atwell, run it with Kyron. If you can't do either of those two, pray. That's what that offense was today. It was not good. So you found out that, hey, that 6th-round pick that I was telling you was pretty damn good and was going to show you that he's the closest thing that we've seen in this draft to Puka Nacua. I might have been right on that. Whittington is really good, and they missed his presence today in the receiving game. And Tutu Atwell, as good as he is, he can't do it all. So this is why the offense struggled. This is why Matthew Stafford had 154 passing yards. Because when you don't have these guys creating separation and you have a great defensive game plan, you got to credit the Raiders. They had a great defensive game plan. We know they are weak up front on the offensive line. We know their best player is their running back in Kyron Williams. And we know they don't have the wide receivers to beat us in coverage. So we're going to force Matthew Stafford to have to throw the ball short. That means any of those explosive plays, nope, can't do them. And they tried. Oh, man, did they try. The one where Stafford threw it and, Tyler Johnson was way out of bounds, or the one where he threw it and DeMarcus Robinson, like I previously mentioned, couldn't keep 2 feet in bounds, like pretty much Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua would have been able to do. That's what I'm talking about. That right there. So it's not as simple, and get it out of your head. It's not as simple as the Rams offense is trash. It sucks. Oh my God. You're not talking about the healthy offense. You're talking about an offense that is half of what they're going to be just this Thursday. That's what you're talking about. So they didn't play bad. They just didn't have a lot of talent to work with. You could say what you will, but Justin Dedick playing, left guard in week 7 and, Bo Limmer playing center in week 7, and you have Tyler Johnson on the field for meaningful football snaps. You don't have Whittington. You don't have Kupp. You don't have Puka Nacua, okay? And now Kyron Williams has to carry the load, and all they're just going to do is just throw guys up in the box. Well, yeah. That's not conducive to winning football. So I wish we would get rid of the whole NPC, everything's so simple. These guys suck. These guys suck. It doesn't go that way. And the problem is we always do this. We always get into this, okay? The Rams were trash today, but we never give credit to what the Raiders did because the Raiders are a bad football team, right? The Raiders are 2-5. So God forbid an NFL team in the NFL that is, by the way, beating the Ravens, okay? Beat the Ravens. Let's not forget that. On the road in Baltimore. So this same team that beat the Ravens, neutralized Lamar Jackson and company in Baltimore, and now we can't give them credit for a great defensive game plan. This is the reality of it, okay? This is what happens. When you have a good defense and you have a good defensive game plan and you have playmakers like a Max Crosby, okay, you can do some things. And when you're banged up like the Rams, you can't do counteractive things. You have to hope they make a mistake. They didn't make any mistakes today. They really didn't. Their touchdowns were earned because Kyron Williams is just stronger than everyone else. having to defend Kyren Williams in the red zone is almost impossible. The guy is almost the surest thing I've ever seen to a red zone touchdown. Those were their touchdowns. They didn't win over the top. They had one play in which Tyler Johnson, had yards after the catch. They had a great play design to get Parkinson isolated with no one around him off a bootleg thrown against his body with Matthew Stafford. But the reality is they didn't have a lot of talent today. If the glass didn't shatter for you that Demarcus Robinson and Tyler Johnson are just pieces to a puzzle, they play off everybody else and they're not table setters, I don't know what to tell you, okay? Like in terms, let me put it this way, because a lot of you are in Dodger mode, okay? Think about it like this. Demarcus Robinson and Tyler Johnson would be batting at the bottom of the order. They're not leadoff hitters. They're not. They're not hitting third. They're not cleanup. They're not hitting second. They're hitting at the bottom of the order. But they're good enough to be in the lineup. So let me also make that clear. I'm not saying they're not good enough to be playing. But when you're asking them to be 1 and 2, you're putting a lot of pressure on them. And unfortunately, this is what we're talking about. This is what they're dealing with. This is how it works. And then you'll have people say, well, Stafford was trash. Well, what the hell is Stafford supposed to do? Seriously, he makes bad decisions here and there. Every quarterback does. It's insane to me how Stafford's always like, oh, yeah, he's trash. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. He doesn't have a lot of touchdowns. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of touchdowns because he had Cooper Kupp for a game and a half. He had Puka Nacua for not even 2 quarters. But yeah, he has no touchdowns. Miss me with that. You got to be out of your damn mind if you think I'm going to listen to that and deal with it. Absolutely not. So that's what happened today, folks. That was the offense. On the defensive side, the defense, the criticism was so loud. The hate was so loud. And I kept telling you guys, this team, the back-to-back games, I don't care what anyone says, back-to-back games, Packers and Bears, who are both good teams in this league established right now in the best division of football. The defense got to stop on the final play. They gave the offense a chance, and the offense didn't come through, okay? So can we lay off the defense? Because the defense, once again, forced 4 turnovers today. 4. What do you want from the defense? They held this team to 15 points, but it's the Raiders. I don't care if it's the Raiders. It's an NFL team you held to 15 points coming off a bye. Say what you will, but I loved what I saw today. And this is what I'm talking about. I didn't love seeing Roseboom and Reader, and they had their issues, sure, but other guys stepped up. And you could say what you will about this team. You could say what you will about the defense. I don't really care. It's a free country, right? I'm a big believer in freedom of speech. So I'm not saying you can't say this. When I say you can't say something, that's me saying that's ridiculous to say, but I believe in your ability to say. What I'm saying is this. The defense does not get enough credit, has not gotten enough credit this year in late in games. But this game, they carried this game. They carried this game. Absolutely carried. Okay? You have UDFA safety out there, Jalen McCullough, who people said, oh, yeah, he was good in preseason. Let's see what he does in the regular season. The show me, don't tell me, right? The old show me, don't tell me. Oh, well, he showed you, did he not? He showed us all. This guy belongs on the field, more so than the 3rd round pick they made. That's not to say Cameron Kinchins will never have a chance. But it is to say that, sometimes things just, they work out. Rodney McLeod, undrafted rookie free agent from Virginia. People, for whatever reason, were like, A lot of teams passed him up, every team in the league. He ended up carving out a really good role with the Rams, won a Super Bowl, was with the Eagles. He's a good player. Good players come all over the league. They're all over, 5th round, 6th round, 7th round, UDFA, 1st round. It doesn't matter. Good players come from everywhere. Quentin Lake, 6th rounder, right? So here's the deal. When it comes to this defense today, they were magnificent. I don't care. People are going to say, well, they played against the Raiders offense. Who do they have? It's an NFL offense. It's an NFL offense. I don't care. Outside of Brock Bowers, who did anything? Like, the way people talk about this defense is like, obviously anybody could do anything against this defense. Well, why didn't they? Trey Tucker is capable. He's a very underrated receiver in this league. He's going to be a good player. Trey Tucker's a former third-round pick. He had 3 catches for 36 yards on Check's Notes, 8 targets. How about DJ Turner? Underrated receiver they're excited about. 2 catches for 13 yards on Check's Notes, 7 targets. I can't wait for the numbers to come out. All those people that were getting on Ahkello Witherspoon saying he's trash, why would you bring him back? Ahkello Witherspoon made the play of the game. Did you not see that pass breakup? By the way, that same play, inverse, in 2022. Ben Skoranek, the wide receiver, caught that. He mossed his corner, and he caught that. So, Ahkello had a huge pass breakup. Absolutely huge pass breakup. If he doesn't catch that, oh man. But Ben Skoranek, I understand that was a crazy catch, and you could say not many wide receivers are going to make that. That's not the rationale in that moment. The rationale in that moment is I need to make sure that I'm separating this ball from this dude. I have to knock this ball away in some capacity. And then people say, well, Ahkello got burned initially. Well, even if that's true, and it's not because he plays from the trail, because he knows he's faster and he has a crazy long arm span and everything. But even, let's say you're right. Let's say he got burned from the get-go. Why do I give a rip if he came back and made the play? I do not care. The secondary was awesome. Kobe Durant was great. I mean, I know he had cramps and left the game, and that's when those guys had to step up. We're seeing this young UDFA. How about that? Young UDFA, Jalen McCullough, 2 interceptions, and Josh Wallace. Josh Wallace stepped up. Okay, it was all hands on deck today. Defense got plenty of pressure. What I love is this. People are out on this team. They think they should tank. They think they should trade Stafford. They think they should trade Cooper Kupp. They're completely out on this team when they get to play after this Vikings game. They get to play Seattle, who they've played tough historically. They've played well against. They get to play the Dolphins, the Patriots. Like, you're out on this team. You're really out on this team. And you're out on this team after they just forced 4 turnovers. You're out on this team despite the fact they lead the league in pressure, despite the fact that they've blitzed the 4th fewest in the league. Yeah, you're out on this team despite the fact that Cooper Kupp has played 1.5 games of football. You're out on this team despite the fact Puka Nacua didn't even play a half. Really? You're out on this team? It'd be one thing if this team was fully healthy and they just were terrible. Okay, fine. They got off to this start and they were fully healthy. I would be concerned. I would be out on this team. Not going to lie, I would. I'd be like, oh, this is one of those 8-9 teams, whatever, 7-10. No. They won this game today. They had to survive. And now they get to go into Minnesota. They get to go in against Minnesota at home against Kevin O'Connell. They know him very well. They get to stay at home after a bye. They win this game. They get to get 2-1, and they can get to 3-4 with a date against the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle afterwards with a mini bye. And they would likely get most of their guys back by that point. But yes, totally out on this team. I think people are way too quick to want to be right. They're more worried about being right than they are actually being realistic. And it's funny to me because people are almost like, you'd rather be negative because it sounds more like you're not being, like you're being objective, but it's almost like it's a shtick. Like, what? Am I supposed to give you bonus points? Oh, I'm the first one to give up on the Rams. Give me a hat. I should win a giveaway. I'm the first one. Michael Hyde, you'd like that. You know, it's really funny. It makes me laugh, honestly, because it's just like, it's constant. Oh yeah, this team's done. Like, why are you in a rush to give up on this team 7 weeks into the season? A game that they won. Who cares? Who gives a rip? If they win Thursday, what's going to be the excuse then? I just like it blows my mind. The doom and gloom. The Rams just got to win. They've had 2 all year. Enjoy the win. If they beat the Vikings, enjoy that. Why are you in a rush to trade away Cooper Kupp? Don't you see the trades that come across for the Rams? Like, why would you be in a hurry to get a 6th-round pick swap for Cooper Kupp? They didn't get anything for Todd Gurley. What makes you think they're going to get anything for Cooper Kupp? They got nothing for Robert Woods. Then they'll say, oh, well, cap space. Yeah, because I care about cap space right now. How about this? The division sucks. Okay? The 49ers just lost Brandon Ayuk for the year. The Seahawks are still pretenders. I don't care what anyone says. They do this every year. They win games they shouldn't win, like out of the blue, and then they'll lose to teams that they should beat. That's Seattle. It's unhinged behavior that Jake thinks we can beat the Vikings. Okay. Cool. So about that, because you think it's unhinged behavior, let me let you in on a little secret here. Okay. I'm going to bring up my notes. I was just actually going over the Vikings today. I was doing a lot of research on them. Watching film, looking at stats. Yeah. Do you know Minnesota right now? They've given up the 2nd most passing yards in the league the last 3 games. The only one that's given them more is Jacksonville. And they've given up the 3rd most passing yards for the year. Yeah. So what a lot of people don't understand, the common misconception when it comes to Brian Flores is this. A lot of people say, oh, Brian Flores this, Brian Flores that. Defense is just shut down, lockdown. No, it's not. Have you watched a lick of Vikings football? They're not a shutdown, lockdown defense. The thing that makes them so scary is because young offensive coordinators, young offensive minds, and young quarterbacks that never see what they show, right? They never see stuff like that because Brian Flores is meticulous to having these different looks. He disguises a lot. He throws a lot at you. He's aggressive. He's chaotic, right? So for a young quarterback, doesn't matter how good you are, CJ Stroud, Brock Purdy, they struggle. Do you know who's really good against coordinators like this? Veterans who have seen this before. Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford should absolutely go off against the Vikings. He's going to get, likely he'll probably get Jordan Whittington back, and he's going to get Cooper Kupp back. Now we know that. He's going to play. Yeah, he dominated Jared Goff because Jared Goff's a horrible decision maker when he gets pressured. He's the worst quarterback in the NFL when he's pressured. And when he's not pressured, the question is Jared Goff the best quarterback in the NFL? Because Jared Goff looks like the best damn quarterback in the NFL when he's not pressured. As much flack as I give that guy, he's like unfazed. Like when he's not pressured, he's like Joe Montana. I've said this all the time. People will say, so is every quarterback. No, it's actually not true. And you know why? Because sometimes having no pressure and having all the time to throw actually kind of forces your hand and puts you in a bad spot. You're more likely to make a bad decision. That's actually what happens, believe it or not. So no, it's not as simple as, oh yeah, all quarterbacks are bad under pressure. All quarterbacks are good when they're not pressured. That's not the case. Goff is incredible when he's not pressured. But when he's pressured, he folds like a lawn chair. We all saw it. The Rams pressure him and he folds like a lawn chair. So, look, give up on the Rams, say they're going to lose, do all that negative shit. I don't really care. But it's ignorant, and when it doesn't go in your favor, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Simply put. Okello didn't get burned by anybody today. He was that secondary was great. Everything that Bowers caught was part of the game plan. They wouldn't allow anything over the top. They let Bowers eat underneath, and they won the game because of it and only gave up 15 points because of it. And the interception, they didn't even really give up 15 now, did they? The interception put them in a bad spot. You should still have faith. Bowers is the best tight end in football. Receiving-wise, there's not a better tight end in the league than Bowers. Kelsey's over the hill. Kittle's definitely in that conversation. After that, Hawkinson's injured. Who would you say? Sam Laporta's having kind of a down year compared to years past. Well, last year. I'm sorry. He is by far, there's not a tight end I would pick. And by the way, the last draft video I put out was that I wanted the Rams to get Bowers. So I not at all surprised. I wanted Bowers a lot when it got close to the draft. All right, let's talk about it. We got some super chats here. Not going to waste any more time. Tyrone Mayers, thank you for the 10. Jake, offense has to do much better. I'm happy for our defense. Also, Cardi needs to redeem himself. Yes, he does. That was unfortunate. He's been really good to this point. If this was his, rookie growing pain or whatever, fine. I would much rather have him miss games in a win than be the reason that they lose this Thursday. So if he ends up kicking well this Thursday, but in order for him to do that, I had to deal with his growing pains on Sunday in a game that they won, I don't care. The defense needed this too. I agree the offense has to get much better. They will. They'll be much more talented on Thursday. So do not discredit. I do not underestimate how important talent is. Because I know people watched Matthew Stafford in Detroit, and when his receivers were out, he would turn Quintez Cephas into something, right? He'd throw to anybody. But that's not always going to work. And what I'm not hearing enough of, because they're undefeated, because the defense continues to carry them, Patrick Mahomes. He threw 2 interceptions. He's been horrible. He's been horrible. Do you know why? This is why. He doesn't trust Mecole Hardman. Travis Kelce's washed, and I've said that. No, he's fine. He'll be... Nope, he's done. He's absolutely done. Here are the targets he had. Noah Gray led the team in receiving today with 4 catches for 66 yards. Samaje Perine, the running back, had a catch for 22. Xavier Worthy had 3 catches for 19 on 8 targets. Mecole Hardman had a catch for 17. Travis Kelce had 4 catches for 17. Justin Watson had a catch for 8. Kareem Hunt had 2 catches for 5. Jody Fortson had a target, and Sky Moore had a target. Now, he doesn't have a lot to throw to, but Mahomes is just struggling, and it's okay to admit that. Yeah, but Jake's 6-0. Exactly, because the defense has carried him. Just like today, the defense carried Stafford the first time all year where the defense really carried, and now Stafford sucks, apparently, to you and some other people that have been saying it. Martin, thank you for the 5. Can I just say that Kevin Harlan is the best play-by-play? Oh, and by the way, secondary and pass rush balled out today. Absolutely agree, and I love Kevin Harlan. Kevin Harlan is like my favorite basketball play-by-play guy, but he needs to call more football games on a national scale. He's awesome. I think he's the Raiders announcer. He always covers Raiders games. Maybe I'm wrong, but he's awesome. He's got that voice, and he knows, he knows about the NFL. There are a lot of play-by-play guys. You can tell they do the job. They're play-by-play. They don't have a little bit of that knowledge like a Joe Buck or, obviously Al Michaels always comes well prepared. Mike Tirico. But Kevin Harlan knows what he's talking about. It's definitely fun to listen to. Matthew, he's been a member for 37 months. Appreciate you, man. What's up, Jake? Without the defense, we would have possibly lost. Absolutely. Were our defensive guys good or their quarterback that bad? Anyhow, We won. That's all that matters. Take Messi win over any loss. I agree. I think it was a combination. I don't want to sit here and say the defense did this against the best quarterback in the NFL, but I also don't want to take any credit away from the defense. I thought the defense was spectacular. They gave Gardner Minshew fits. I mean, if you're being honest here, that last run where they were able to go down the field and kick the field goal and everything, not the last one, the second to last one, that got extended because Gardner Minshew threw one of the worst underthrown balls I've ever seen, and it led to a pass interference call, which that has to be cleaned up. Competition committee, hopefully Sean McVay can talk about that. That needs to be cleaned up because that was not catchable. That was horrible, and it gave them a free first down, in a drive where they were dead. They were absolutely dead. So I'll say that. SoCal, appreciate you. Member for 18 months. And thank you for the 10. We have a kicker issue again. Cardi has missed extra points and field goals since the Bears game. And in SoFi, there's no win. It's not okay. My game ball goes to Lake and McAuliffe. Lake played his tail off. Kobe played his tail off. McAuliffe. I don't think they have a kicker issue. Let's not sound the alarms just yet. He's 8 for 10. That's pretty good. His first 10 kicks, he's only missed 2. I remember Zerline, he made, I think it was 11 in a row, and then he missed a bunch and ended up with like a kicker percentage in the 70s. Let's wait that one out. He's only missed 2 kicks, so I'm not too worried about that. SoCal, thank you for the 2. Play calling is still bad. Let LaFleur help. So I find it really difficult because I had issues with their play calling at times. I hated the throw on 3rd down. I thought they should have run it. They threw it to Tyler Johnson on the quick slant that went for 37. Just because they got 37 yards out of it doesn't mean I'm going to sit here and now rescind that I think it was a good play call. It worked out, but I didn't like it in the moment. So the problem with saying the play calling is bad is that the reality is, I mean, they don't have a lot to work with. Like Sean McVay is designing plays for Xavier Smith. That was one of the best plays of the day. That was one of their biggest plays of the day was Xavier Smith end around. He barely saw the field. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And yeah, the missed kick in the Packers game was the holder's fault. Absolutely, Alex. Deb, thank you so much for the 10. Oh gosh, thank you, Jank. I'm so sick of blaming Stafford and McVay. Things are limited. Geez, we have broken pieces. Hopefully we get Nopum and back next week to help a bit. That's the hope. I think you get both Nopum and Cup back for Thursday, and you just let it rip, right? Excited for Thursday, though. That is a huge game. If the Rams can win that, they're going to be in some good shape. I'll tell you that right now. Look, Jake, I am curious on what your excuses will be when we get absolutely destroyed by the Vikings, though. I'm curious what your excuse will be when they don't get destroyed by the Vikings. So if they lose, but they lose by 3, your analysis is just flat out wrong because you said they get destroyed. But you'll come here and say, I told you they'd lose. Because you'll flip-flop like you normally do. So that's, Jake, thank you for the 5. Jake back. Xavier Smith finally getting touches on offense. They needed him today. They probably should have used him more, to be honest with you. So, Man of Paradox, thank you for the 10. Great job, Jake. You know who needs to improve? Much of the Rams fan base. We have some really anemic fans who seem to have no capacity to work through adversity. I'm tired of the negativity. It's toxic. That was well said. There's a lot of Rams fans I love, but I mean, there's quite a few I don't like, and they don't follow me anyway, so I don't care if I offend them or not. But yeah, man, come on. I watched every single game of the 1-15 Rams. The year they didn't tank because they had no talent. The year before they got not Matthew Stafford. That was the year Matthew Stafford was drafted. No, the year before they got Sam Bradford. I watched the 2-14 team. I had a lot of hopes for. Oh, Sam Bradford just missed the playoffs, 7-9. Next year, oh yeah, Danny Amendola dislocated elbow. Sam Bradford ankle sprain. High ankle would last the whole year. It's just like, man, you know, I agree. I'm so over the negativity. I was here every single time. Before it was actually my full-time job, for the record. I was here every single time. Every day. Never missed a live stream. Never missed a video, anything. After those games in 2022. When they went 5-12 following a Super Bowl. The worst follow-up of a Super Bowl team ever. And I was here. And you know what? I get it. I understand it sucks. But that's just the reality of it, man. There's going to be hard times. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'm going through right now in a good way. Because I cover the Yankees on another show. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. And you know how long I waited for that? 15 years. See, the Yankees won 27 World Championships to this point. So when people hear that, they're like, oh, you're just spoiled. You're a Yankee fan. Do you know how much of that I've actually seen? Oh, they won a bunch in the 90s. Yeah, when I was a toddler. I didn't get to enjoy any of that. Are you kidding me? They won in 2009. That's the last one I enjoyed. So, look, that's the reality of it, man. Truthfully. Like, I'm so tired of the negativity too. It's annoying. It's one thing if we were in week 15 and the Rams are out of it and you want to be I get that. Okay, I understand. But they're trying to make a run here, okay? And right now, they have won the first game off their bye. Brand new season starts now and they're 1-0. We'll see what happens on Thursday, but I'm sorry. I don't subscribe to the notion that we should be sitting here like, what's going to be your excuse when they get beaten? Like, what kind of fan are you with that? Are you serious? No, I agree. I like that man of paradox. That's kind of how I feel. Matthew, you sent a 50 and I can't even see. It's not even showing up. Where do I find that? Oh, there it is. Thanks for your breakdowns, man. It makes even a Neanderthal Southern hick understand. Two things. Give my man Davis Allen his shot. Agreed. Give the other linebackers their shot. Agreed. Are they going to wait till we are out of it? I don't know. They do need to get their shot, though. I absolutely agree with that. 100%. I appreciate the 50, man. That's freaking awesome. Everyone drop a W in the chat for Matthew Plowden because that's awesome stuff. I really appreciate that. Swallow, thank you for the 10. Thanks, Jake. All I want is for this team to keep improving. We saw improvement in our defense today, playing with attitude, one game at a time. Absolutely. And by the way, offense, like with today, like everyone's like, oh no, like negative. Offense was terrible, all this. It's a game-to-game thing. The offense has been pretty good. They've had their issues scoring, but they've lived in the red zone for the most part, except for today. And then they're going to be getting their guys back, right? And then you have the defense, and the defense needed a game like today. They can build off this, and if I know they have the defense, I'm going to feel a little bit better, with that. I'm already thinking I'm going to pick the Rams against the Vikings. I really, because I think the Rams are going to be able to throw the football, and I think the Rams are going to be able to get after Sam Darnold. I'll do more research, and I'll break that game down, but right now, I'm leaning towards a close win for the Rams. I'd probably say right now 29-26 or something like that. But I am thinking it's going to be a close game. And I am thinking the Rams are going to win. It's not just, I have a feeling. Like, no, like when you actually look at it, Rams getting a lot of their guys back and, they like to throw the football. Sean McVay loves to throw the football. Pass to open up the run. Yeah. You could think I'm crazy, but I told these people last year, Michael, while your team looked like they were a shoo-in to make the playoffs and the Rams were out of it at 3-6, I said we're going to beat this complete joke of a Seahawks team after the bye. They won 17-16, so they didn't absolutely beat them, but they beat them. And then after that, they went on a 7 of their last 8. And oh, by the way, I remember I came back from watching the Rams beat the Giants, barely, but they beat them on the road, cold day. And I stopped at the rest stop, and I put my phone on, and I watched as your Seattle Seahawks lost to the Steelers, and that clinched a spot for the Rams. So I remember last year very well. I'm not worried. The Rams are, if they're good, we're gonna find out if they're good. I believe that they're good. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I feel really good about this team, especially off this defensive performance that I did not foresee happening. Anderson, whoever just said, what's your excuse going to be when we lose? Get out of the chat and don't say we. You're not a fan. Anderson, thank you for the 5. Yeah, I don't get the negativity. I don't. And there's one thing with negativity. There's another when it's kind of like nasty. Like, don't be nasty to the people around you, man. This is a community, and it took me a while to build this. It took us a while to build this because I didn't just build this myself. There are people like Falco. There are people like Scoot. There are people like Nolan. There are people like Alex. All these people, Jack, so many people, Matthew Plowden. Like, there are so many people that helped me build this, SoCal, and I'm just being honest here. I mean, you know, we wouldn't be where we're at without all these people. So, like, let's just be real. Let's tip the cap and just understand. I'm not going to deal with nastiness. This is not going to be a Keemstar, you know, type of community. I will never let it get to that point. So, fuck the toxicity. I'm not dealing with it, and I'll always call it out. Michael, thank you so much for the 5, even though you're a Seahawks fan. My Rams prediction: Vikings L, Hawks L, Finns W, Pats W, Eagles L, Saints W, Bills L, 49ers L, Jets W, Cards L, Hawks W. Oh, you have them beating the Hawks. Okay, so you're not being biased. I thought you were just being a troll. Okay, I mean, hey, you know, I disagree. I don't think they're going 7-10 unless Stafford goes down and they have a bunch of injuries again. But you had them beating the Seahawks, so I can't get on you that much. Anyway, appreciate the donation, though. Also, Michael, are you from Roundtable? Is that how you found me? They're not going to lose by 20 points, and you're going to look like a damn fool after I'm live, and we're talking about them not losing by 20 points. And especially if they win. Good God. You are going to get put on full blast. And let me make this very clear, the next Mandalorian. I'm talking to you because I actually do like you. If I'm addressing you, then I like you. If I'm not addressing you, then I think you're too much of a troll to address. But I do like you. I've seen your, you know, I disagree with a lot of what you say, but you're here every time. That goes a long way. Michael, same with you. Like, you know, it's like, just because I address you does not mean I dislike you. Trust me, I see all the comments, and if I see a dumbass comment, oh man, I don't even answer. I just go, I don't know what the hell that dude just said. I'm not gonna give you the time of day. I'm not gonna point out your name. I'm not gonna give you credit for what you said. If I think that you're an ignoramus not worth my time, then I'm gonna treat you as an ignoramus not worth my time, or anyone else's time for that matter. I'm gonna treat you like you're noise pollution. Like, I don't want to pollute the air with your negative energy and your worthlessness. I won't even say your name. So if I say your name, we're cool. Never take that. Anyway. SoCal, thank you for the 2. Let's go Dodgers. So I have no horse in the race. I'm not really a fan of either the Dodgers or the Mets. I'm a Yankee fan, so you got to give me a break there. I live in New York. You can't say loyal to the soil and then have an issue with me liking New York. Okay, come on. That's my only New York team. I've liked the Yankees since I was a child. Dodgers versus Yankees would be fun, though. I do agree. 100% agree. The Mets are annoying. The Dodgers have at least played in the World Series. This would be the 12th World Series between the Yankees and Dodgers, by the way. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. You probably are. But I could say your name, Nicholas Hernandez. There you go. No, I'm not going to get to everybody's name. right? But I just mean if you say something that's really dumb, I'm not going to say your name. Like, without a doubt, I'm not saying your name. I don't want to give you any sort of praise, infamy, whatever the hell you're looking for. Deb, thank you for the 10. Hey, and guess what? Stafford got a roughing the passer call. I had to look out the window and make sure that there wasn't a mushroom cloud and the world wasn't ending and it wasn't World War III because I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, oh my God, Stafford's had multiple roughing the passer calls this year. That's wild. I did not say let's go Dodgers. I read what you said. I did not say let's go Dodgers. I am far from a Dodgers fan. And understand this, guys. I mean, no disrespect, but there was once upon a time, I said this on my Yankees show, I'll say it on here. People are like, who are you rooting for? Dodgers or Mets? Who's going to be easier for the Yankees? I don't care. I'm not getting involved in this again. I'm not very superstitious, but I'll tell you one thing right now. Now, I'm not rooting for the Mets, but I'm not rooting for the Dodgers. I'll say this right now, folks. Remember 2018? Of course you do. The Rams went to the Super Bowl and they lost to the Patriots because the football gods can't write a good story. Are you kidding me? 17 years to the date, and you were like, I know it would be cool to have the Rams come all the way back after all that hardship and beat the quarterback that beat them and ruined their dynasty 17 years ago, but we just kind of suck at storylines, so let's just let Tom Brady win again and have him play like shit in the process once again. No. Okay? No. Here's the thing. I'm not getting involved in that because the last time when the Rams were up against either the Chiefs or the Patriots, I rooted for the Patriots. I rooted for them like they were my team. And do you know why? Because I wanted revenge that badly. It didn't end well. I will never do it again. I just want the Yankees to win the World Series because I'm a Yankees fan and I'm a Yankees content creator. Simply put, do not care who it is. As long as the Yankees win the World Series, I don't care. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. I know, I was feeling so great about my new glasses. I got comments on my new chain. And then someone said, yeah, dude, I like the Jeffrey Dahmer glasses. And I was like, I hate you. It's like, why'd you have to do that to me? You totally ruined my character. Nah, it's all jokes aside. I don't think I mean, maybe they do, but I'm Jake. I'm not Jeffrey, and I don't have blonde hair anymore. I did have a phase. Don't believe me? You can go through my channel. It's all over my channel. I don't think Puka's going to be back Thursday, though. That's the problem. I do not think Puka will be back Thursday. It's going to be Cooper Kupp. And if I misspoke, I apologize. When I'm saying all these names and everything and getting this raspy ass voice from talking for a living, you just never know. Yes, Michael, the Pats game was very disappointing. But you know what? I didn't act like how I act now. It hurts more now than it did then. Do you know why? Because I watched the worst Rams football I've ever seen in my life. I stuck by them through thick and thin, and I said there was November, I forget the exact day, but November, they had Jeff Fisher as their head coach, and I wrote an article, and I said they need to hire Sean McVay. I was so convinced Sean McVay needed to be the guy. I said it on Facebook. People are like, he's 30 years old. You want to hire a frat boy? What the hell's wrong with you? Hire Bill Cowher. And I was like, Bill Cowher? Are you kidding me? He's been out of the league. Hire John Gruden. No, I want Sean McVay. Hire Kyle Shanahan. No, I want Sean McVay. So constantly fighting with people about that. And they hired Sean McVay. 2 years later, they're in the Super Bowl. And I remember saying, I'm disappointed, but I'm not sad. Despite the fact they lost, I said they will be back and they will win the next time. And that's exactly what happened. And what's funny is 5 years before 2021, when the Rams were trying to figure out who their quarterback would be, they traded up to get Goff, but oh my God, do you remember the rhetoric then? Oh yeah, Paxton Lynch at 15, Jared Goff a trade up, Carson Wentz, Peyton Manning was considering coming out of retirement, RG3. There were so many quarterbacks that they were looking at, and I remember it around this time, I wanted Matthew Stafford. I even tweeted it out. I said, I want Matthew Stafford. Give me Matthew Stafford. And he was not available. And it took 5 years later, and I finally got my quarterback. And when that happened on this channel, I was in my old studio, and I said, Matthew Stafford, like as soon as he went to the Rams, I'm like, they're going to win the Super Bowl. It's going to happen. So, yeah. We've been through a lot on this channel. It's only been around since 2020, the end of 2020, but a lot has happened. So, I'm far from Jake Stradamus, but I did get that one right. Cup will be back Thursday, Michael. Guaranteed. He's playing Thursday. Nicholas, thank you so much for the 20. I just saw that. Honestly, love your videos. Sucks that I refuse to watch content on the Rams whenever they lose, so it's nice finally to tune back in. I'm just happy I was at the Rams and 49ers game live. That's awesome. Yeah. Not so much that you don't watch my content when they lose, because times are tough, man. No, I'm kidding. But appreciate it. And yeah, the Rams 49er game was awesome. That's the game to be at for sure. Jacob became a member. Everyone in the chat, drop a W for Jacob. Appreciate you. Pro Bowl member. What happened to Brandon Ayuk? He tore, I don't want to say he tore his ACL, but it looks like he tore his ACL. And can I just say something like totally subjective? Can I just say this? I'm going to say it's a dirty hit. I thought it was a dirty hit. I'm not a 49er fan, but oh man, I thought that was a bullshit hit. He's already being engaged. He's already, guys bring him down. He's tackling him. Guy dives into his knee. I hate that shit. Can we take that out of the league, please? Can we stop guys just diving headfirst into their knees? It's insane. You're welcome. I know that raspy voice was probably getting to you. And this helped a little bit, but like the hit against Higbee? Oh, absolutely. Higbee's hit was way worse. That was uncalled for. Matthew, thank you for the 5. Love the round table. Hate the 49ers, but Jesse is as cool as they come. Seems like a knowledgeable, good guy. I love Jesse. Easily one of my favorite people I've ever met in this space. Absolutely love Jesse. Wish he liked a different team, but what can you do, right? But no, I absolutely agree. All right, guys, it's been an hour. Normally I do it a little bit earlier, but it's been an hour, so I'm going to bring on guests. If it works, I was having issues earlier when I was trying it, so hopefully it works. I'm going to bring on guests to come on and talk about this game. And I'm going to give everybody a minute. Let's see here. Why is Discord trying to reward me with a game? What the hell? Marvel Snap? I don't need this. Let's hide this. I don't need this. Okay. Like, what is happening? Oh, with a win against Las Vegas, head coach Sean McVay tied John Robinson 79 wins for the most wins by a head coach in franchise history. How about that? All right. Let's see. Where the hell? All right. We still have over 300 people in here, and the Dodgers game's going on. I'm not ignorant to that fact either. There's also Sunday Night Football going on too, but that's like Jets and Steelers, so I don't know. Oh, it's 7-3. Let me guess. Devontae Adams touchdown? No, Breece Hall touchdown. Okay. Is Devontae Adams doing anything? 2 catches for 19. He's had 5 targets already. Aaron Rodgers is so unapologetically obsessed with Devontae Adams. It's hilarious. Also, Steelers starting Russell Wilson over Justin Fields was just absolute. It's so stupid. Yeah, but the fact that you're watching me and the Dodgers, like, I feel grateful for that. They should. Russ should not be playing. He's not better than Justin Fields. I don't know why he was ever named ahead of Justin Fields. It's just dumb. Stupid. But hey, the Jets needed a win, so they can thank them. It's 2-1 Dodgers. And you went with, so Kopech, he started an inning. Okay. Interesting. I don't know if I agree with that. And the reason being is because I would have wanted him later on in the game, I think. He's their best reliever this year, I think. But anyway, all right, let's get this thing started. I'm talking baseball on a football channel. Oh, come on now. All right. Let's go. Call in, please work. We're about to find out. Oh, man, are we about to find out? Let's see. We got... I'm actually not seeing it. Where is it? Discord. Okay. Got Discord in there. Restream chat. YouTube viewers. Call in Discord. Where the hell is it? Oh, if I just refresh it. There we go. Okay. So now it shows me. I don't know why. It doesn't need to show me. It just needs to show whoever I'm having on. I'm going to go with 1:30. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Let's see. 1:30 stop timer to talk. And see if we can get through as much people as possible. And they'll probably wrap up the show. What's up, Broth, over on Kick? E15 Manga. What's up? Rams fan Mike. Rams fan Mike, I'll be at the Seattle game. All the stars are aligning. Really looking forward to that game regardless what happens Thursday. Yes, that should be a fun game. E15 Manga. LOL, yeah, but everyone's so positive when we win on a losing record, but when we lose over 500, you all are negative. E15 Manga, when we are winning, fans don't cheer as much as they should, but when we win one game after losing, people treat it as if it's just right. It's fair. Is Banda any good? I know nothing about the Dodgers, really. I honestly, to follow the Yankees as much as I have, because I have to watch every single game and we do a show after every single game, I don't have time to really follow anybody in baseball outside of the Yankees and whoever they play. So I don't know the Dodgers that well, truthfully. He's so-so. Okay. Trust me, I'm going to be doing a whole lot of research if the Dodgers are the team that the Yankees play on Friday. And just think, folks, if the Dodgers win tonight, then you'll get a World Series just like I will. We get the World Series to look forward to after the Rams hopefully win against the Vikings on Thursday. So, yeah. Right now, I have the Rams in a 3-point win, but we'll see. Maybe I'll find something when I'm looking and I'm like, I don't want to bet against the Vikings. But you'll be camping during the Rams game? Oh, that's a shame. Okay, so let's bring on HAV to start. And I'm going to put on my headphones. All right, let's see if this works. HAV, you got me? You there? Hello? Let's see. He got out of the bases loaded jam. Good for him. $23-20 Vikes. I don't think that's a bad, I don't think that's a bad prediction. I think it's a 3-point game. Right now I'm leaning Rams. We'll see what ends up happening. Hopefully the Rams come out on top, but we'll see. Guys, be sure to like if you haven't already. Be sure to follow over on Kick. It'd actually do me a huge favor while we wait for HAV here. It'll take you 2 clicks. Head on over to kick.com/JKBogan. I do live streams of all kinds, but the thing that you would probably be most interested in if you're a Rams fan, which probably most of you are since you're here, hey, that Mandalorian, that's not a 20-point game. He's already backtracking, folks. He's already backtracking. That is not a 20-point game. And now you're backtracking. A loss is still a loss. Did I not call this? I just didn't think it would happen so soon. You're here, but it kicked you. But I have you in it right now. That's interesting. How about now? Is that working? No? Okay. Yeah, it's being weird. I don't know. Yeah, while we try to figure this out, if everyone could go follow on Kick for real. I'm at 966 followers. I'll tell you what. I'll give away something if we get to 1,000. How about that? You want something Rams? I'll give away something Rams if we get to 1,000. And it just has to be somebody that has followed and is in the chat. That's what we'll say. Okay? So I will give something away. We need 44 more followers over on Kick. And we do Rams all 22 live streams, as well as I also game on there. I've been playing a lot of Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. If anyone's interested in that, I play competitively on ranked. But yeah, head on over. Takes 2 clicks over on Kick. And if I get to 1,000 during this stream, I'll give something away. If I don't, then I won't. But if I do, then I will. So yeah. We'll see. Okay, let's see if this works now. HAV, you got me? I got you, man. For whatever reason, I can't. You're not showing up in. All right, let's try this.
Can you hear me?
All right, now we got it. So now you're in the stream. Okay, cool. Because yeah,
okay. All right, cool.
It's kind of a pain in the ass. So I can hear you, and then I have to also set you up so you're actually being heard by everybody else. That's normally how it works. So yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, welcome. Hope all is well. Thanks. It's been a minute.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you the floor for 1:30, and you say whatever you want to say about this Los Angeles Rams team following this win.
Well, for starters, Bonda did clear up that bases loaded, so. But yeah. Yeah, we pulled it off. We pulled it off today. That's good. I'm optimistic about the future. But in general, yeah, I mean, the O-line, those 2 holes you were talking about, they were crucial. I mean, Kyron couldn't do anything, and the commentators were trying to pick at him during the game. They were like, oh, yeah, he's just been getting negative yards the entire time. I'm like, but it's not him. Like, if you see him perform, that's not Kyron. So it's like, yeah, those holes were really getting to them. We didn't really have too much of a run game to speak of once he's in the red zone. At this point, I was kind of like, okay, just get in the red zone, then punch it in. Oh, wait. Who was that? Was that Edmund? Sorry, I'm watching the Dodger game. Anyways, but yeah, no, I mean, the O line kind of an issue. I don't know who's going to be back next week. Are we going to have Steve? Are we going to have Jonah? I would hope so. I mean, Cooper Cup's going to be crucial. Jordan Whittington, I really felt his loss in this game. I was sitting there like, okay, put Whittington in. Put Whittington in. Without that threat of Whittington, it just didn't feel like it was there. Like you were saying with DeMarcus, he's a great backup receiver, but I even think Tutu would have gotten his feet in there, personally. And I kind of wish we honestly used Tutu on some jet sweeps, especially that 4th and 1 early in the game. A jet sweep would have been nice. So just something to integrate the guys to their strengths would have been ideal. I hope that Whittington's okay. I hope it's not anything more serious and they're trying to hide that. But let's just hope Coop's good, Whittington's good, and Puka's back for Seattle. That's all I got to say. But I'm never going to give up on this team. I think it's kind of stupid, and it's just the cliche thing to say, oh, the Rams finally got a win. It's like, okay, whatever. But I don't know. Do you have anything to add to that?
I just think we're on the same page, and we wouldn't be able to have much of a conversation because you and I just agree on everything.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I'm messing with you, of course, but we do agree on a lot.
Point. Well, speaking of which, I talked to Ruiz. I'm gonna be sitting in that section, so I'll see you at that Eagles game.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, it's just this team has always been talented. It just kind of comes down to, do we execute? And back to execution. The Cardi thing, that was a little scary. He still had that hurt groin where he was questionable. I don't know if that factored into that, if it was mental, but that was 4 points just left up on the field. I don't think he's bad. I just think that it's a shitty game. Like, that was just a mistake. Let's see what happens going forward. But yeah, I mean, we don't have to bring up the 2 kickers that shouldn't be named, because I know people want to say, oh, it's a repeat of Haversick or Maher, but
Sam Sloman.
Oh Lord, not. Yeah, I mean, we were spoiled with Matt Gay. We really were.
Oh man, yeah.
Or Greg Zerline.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, yeah. I appreciate you calling in, and I definitely look forward to seeing you.
Of course, yeah. We got 4 days, and then let's just see what we can do.
Yeah,
let's see what we can do against Minnesota. I honestly feel like that was the best case scenario. They fought a hard game against the Lions, and then they lost barely. That's heartbreaking. They have 4 days to go on the road and play us. That couldn't have set us up any better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I agree.
This could be their little slump, and I'm just glad to be in the midst of it. So that's all I got to say.
We'll see how it goes, but yeah, no, absolutely. I totally agree with that.
Of course.
And I appreciate you, man.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right. Here we go, man.
You too. All right. Falco, how the hell are you?
Okay, there we go. Can you hear me, Jake?
I got you.
Okay, cool. So,
how we doing?
I'm feeling good. This game was interesting to watch because it kind of proved my point, which I've been saying for a few weeks now, is that it's not on the defense, because what I've been noticing throughout the last few weeks since the San Francisco game is that the defense is trying its best. The defense is keeping us in these games. It's the offense which has been stuttering out, and I understand because we have pieces of the O-line missing. We have Cup and Puka out. We have Higbee out. But I don't know. This game proves that point to an emphasis on a win. Ugly win, but it's a win. I think that the genius way to get the offense kind of rolling a bit more is to integrate more of Blake Corum. We saw it a bit last week. We saw it a bit today. Corum ran good for the limited snaps he did get on offense, in my opinion. And then the defense just balled out. Jared Verse was pressuring the quarterback. He was all up in the quarterback's business. Like, I believe I saw a stat. Let me see if I can pull up the stat, which was Jared Verse finishes with a career high of 9 pressures on 36 pass rushes against the Raiders, tied for the most pressures by a rookie in a game this season.
He had 9 pressures? Oh, that stuff is
pressures.
up?
Yeah, 9 pressures.
That does not surprise me, but that's awesome.
Per next stat. He generated 4 pressures on 22 pass rush attempts against Colton, typically.
I see. Okay. It says the final grades are available, but it's not showing. So I don't know what's going on.
I continue the tweet and DMs.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so it's a tweet. So they already know. They've already finished it, and it hasn't loaded up yet, but...
Yeah, here we go. Let's see if this loads. Boom. There we go.
Let's see. Oh, you sent it to me?
Yeah, in DMs.
Which DMs?
Discord.
Okay, let's see here. Why do I not see you?
Oh,
we're not friends on Discord apparently. Oh my god.
Oh.
I thought it automatically made you friends with people that you have in your Discord, but evidently no.
No, there we go.
Okay. There we go.
But it's sent the DM anyways.
Oh, I see it here. Okay, so Next Gen Stats has 9 pressures. That's a 25% pressure rate. And his get off was 0.87 seconds. Yeah, he's a freak show. He really is.
Baller.
He's just different, you know. And
the sacks will come from. The sacks will come.
Yeah, no, they absolutely will. I just think it's funny how we went through that whole dynamic where people were trying to say that pressures don't matter, and they won this game on a play where the pressure literally forced an interception to seal the game. So of course pressures matter.
Yeah, of course they do. And then like that tackle by Quinn, like on Brock Bowers on that 3rd down, that was clutch. Hell.
Yeah.
Because they will have scored a touchdown, tied the game, and then who knows what happens in over.
That was a heck of a tackle by Quentin. He's been playing such good football. Quentin Lake is really emerging, and it doesn't surprise me. I actually had pegged him as somebody to, be one of those guys, like Kobe as well. But
he should have gotten the green dot from the start of the season.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you could argue he should be the inside linebacker, and they should just be playing like nickel all the time.
Screw it at this point. Because, okay, I saw some sets where Chris Shula didn't have a single linebacker. He ran 6 DBs.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed on that one play, they didn't get the playoff, but yeah, there was not a single linebacker on that play that they ran out the clock, I think, going into, what was it, the half? 2-minute warning? Yeah, it was 2-minute warning. So, yeah. Oh, it's 6-1 Dodgers. Oh, wow.
Oh,
that escalated quickly. Good Lord.
Dude, we might get Dodgers-Yankees, which, personally, to me, I don't know how I would feel about that. I feel like that's just the two evil empires facing off against one another, but...
Yeah, I don't know how you... Well, I don't know. You're an Angels fan, right?
Yeah, Angels.
Oh, you got to pull for the Yankees then.
I mean, on one hand, I'm happy for Ohtani.
Okay, yeah, there's that.
But on the other hand, the Yankees are in the AL. That's the thing too.
But yeah, that's true.
Honestly, I don't know who to root for. If it is Dodgers Yankees, but I don't know. Point being, this was a good win by us. Despite it being ugly, it was a good win. We needed the defense to have that momentum entering into Minnesota, which that has to be a must-win game. To keep us in the race of winning the division, we need to beat Minnesota.
Yeah. No, I absolutely. Obviously there are ways to mitigate that. That loss that sucks and everything, and they can move past it. But if they win, that would be a huge help. But appreciate you calling in, man.
Appreciate you too, Jake.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon, Jake.
All right. Later, Falco. Okay. Next up, we have Phoenix Nash. Phoenix Nash, you are on the clock. You have 1 minute and 30 to talk about whatever you want in regards to the Rams to your heart's content.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
It's going, Jake. How are you, man?
Good, man. I'm just going to give you the floor. You got 1 minute 30. Say whatever you'd like to say about this game and whatever else.
All right. Well, of course, obviously, this is a good win. I think it's a good momentum booster for the team. It doesn't matter who we face as long as we get the dub. That's all that matters, because it's any given Sunday, pretty much. I thought the defense played really well, and I think people should give them a lot of credit without having Aaron Donald out there, actually like a leader, for the defense. This defense has been playing like really well, and it has showed today, regardless who we were facing. As far as like the offense, I know that kind of looked kind of but Kyron's still a beast. Tutu's still performing. I don't care what the naysayers say about Tutu, he's still performing. And just like what you've been saying, like, you still got to believe in this team, because you got to accept the losses more than you accept the wins. So it's like, you got to stick with it till the end. It doesn't matter if we're winning, but we have to accept the losses just as much. But I'm glad that we had a dub today. And, I just want to see a good game versus the Vikings, like I said, it's any given Sunday. So we have, more of a chance to win on Thursday than anybody. So that's all I got to say about that.
No, I agree with you. And I mean, I know it's not normally any given Thursday, but hey, it's any given day with football. This Raiders team beat the Ravens. I know they're a little bit different, obviously, but this year they beat the Ravens. They neutralized their offense, and you never know. So Carolina, they blew out the Raiders, and we thought, oh yeah, Carolina with Andy Dalton, they're gonna be fine. Well, now Carolina looks terrible. Yeah, so it's like that's just the way football works. But we're learning more and more about each team, and we're learning a lot about the Rams in a short amount of time. We're learning some of these guys that maybe they're not household names. I think everybody's going to be knowing Jalen McCullough by the end of the season.
Exactly. And it's just showing, like, maybe it's just that we need to, like, just see, like, what the talent we have on the roster, Because if it's not working with, like, certain players, then maybe see, like, what we have. And so, they can build momentum and get some playing time and experience and stuff like that,
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Like Michael Hoyt was like going all crazy today, like it was good just to see like a change up. I think that's the one thing that I kind of took from this game. It was good to see a change up, and it was good that we were making plays, with the turnovers and stuff like that. It was good. Like, at least, the defense kind of helped, like, have a fighting chance in this game. When the offense was kind of struggling a little bit, it was good that the defense stepped up and stuff. And it just seems like consistency is a factor, like, in this, to where, we should be playing consistent throughout, not just like, we're have good flashes and then all of a sudden it just dies out, And I think the offensive line is a key factor, because Stafford doesn't have time to throw and stuff like that, and it just makes it seem like, oh, Stafford's washed and stuff like that. But it's like he doesn't have time because he's trying. It's just hard. So hopefully, like, we can address like those when the time comes. But it's like I just hope like from here on out it's just gonna be like like dubs all the way, pretty much. It's like
That's the hope,
okay,
man.
they had a time to reset. Now it's like okay, let's get these dubs. And like I said, and I've said it in the past, like past conversations, like I just want to get to the dance. That's all. Just get me to the dance, and let's go from there. Like, and we have more than the ability to get there. So just gotta believe, man.
I agree, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you calling in, and it was nice talking with you. And we'll be doing this after the Vikings game, so look forward to talking with you then, potentially.
Yeah, sounds good, brother. You have a good night.
You too. Take care, Phoenix.
All right. See ya.
All right. Rusty, how's it going?
Can you hear me, Jake?
I got you, man.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Had to do some grown-up things, but same old, same old. Offense looks abysmal. McVay constantly gets on my nerves, but hey, to win offense, I know that we're still missing some guys. I'm just hoping they come back, but yeah, I just can't stand just our inefficiency in the red zone. It's just so infuriating. Aside from that, I had my grades with McVay, but that's for another time. Just the defense, yeah, I give it some crap and all, but they played pretty well. The secondary actually did really good. Defensive line's disappointed again. Byron Young, Kobe Turner, Jared Verse, and Braden Fisk just couldn't finish. That's the thing that really angers everyone as the whole Ram fans. It just pissed us off that Braden Fisk couldn't wrap up. Jared Verse gets there, but of course he doesn't finish. That's a recurring issue, Jake, that I don't know if they're going to be able to fix, because I feel for the guys. They want to get there, but just not in the cards for them to actually execute. And I saw a really good opinion in the group chat where he's saying that basically today showed who is meant to be on the defense and who stuck out like a sore thumb. And you already know the two, I like to call them Dumb and Dumber, our linebackers that just look completely abysmal. They just continue to piss me off, just how lackluster and so much time that they're starting and still can't do their simple job, still getting double teamed by the linemen, getting stuck there, looking lost when Brock Bowers just had a full field day. Quinton Lake, you know you're bad when Quinton Lake, a secondary, is outperforming your linebackers. He rocked Brock Bowers. You're telling me Reeder and Roseman couldn't do that? Just simple things like that. And I'm so happy that the McCollum has been amazing. I think he leads it. He literally leads the whole secondary with interceptions, which says something about them. But other than that, Jake, I'm not very confident of them going forward until we're above or around 500. I'll start being a little more optimistic, but every game I'm taking with a grain of salt. This Raiders team, I was surprised they didn't rock our stuff, because we did play abysmal the first quarter and we got momentum, but just taking every game with a grain of salt. And until we're on 500, I'm gonna start thinking of playoffs. But right now, we're like 2 and something. If we can at least make 4 and 4, then I'll be more optimistic. But right now, I'm just neutral.
Okay. Well, I'll take neutral. You sounded way more down in the dumps than neutral, but I'll take that, man. Appreciate you calling. And
I appreciate it, Jake.
Yeah,
let's go. So does ass, if we can.
We'll see what ends up happening Thursday night, but appreciate you, man.
Yeah, appreciate you. See you.
All right, later. All right, we got one more here, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Darth Dudicus, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you, Jake?
Doing good, man. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes here because I've given pretty much everyone else 2 minutes. So yeah, let me start the timer, and you can talk all you want about the Rams. 1 second. And go.
Oh man. Ugh. I mean, that was that was rough, but I mean, I'm happy that we got the win. I wish we could have looked a lot better coming off like the bye and be able to have some sort of. I mean, I'm glad that we did win and get some like momentum to be able to, but I wish it was more prettier. But man, the defense just played their hearts out, and I mean the offense tried what they could, but it just wasn't going well. If it wasn't for the defense, we probably wouldn't win this game. And honestly, if we lost this game, I think our season would be pretty much over. I don't think that the team would have had any sort of way of like coming back. But but I think if we can somehow pull off the win on the Vikings, I mean, even if we do lose to the Vikings, I think getting players back, I still think we can make a run. I think like this win was huge, and we just need to get healthy and just try what we did last year and just go on a deep run.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think, that's really how I look at it, man, is, yeah, it's not ideal to only beat the Raiders by 5, but you got in the win column, and now, regardless of if you win against Minnesota or not, which I'm hoping you do, and I do think that they do win as of right now, I feel as though, looking at the grand scheme of things, they're going to be very healthy soon. And these aren't just guys that are special teams guys. These aren't just guys that are sub-package players. We're talking about 2 of the best receivers in football when healthy. We're talking about offensive line help, 3 guys on the offensive line. We're talking about quite a few guys that are going to help. John Johnson's going to help in the safety room. I would not discredit or discount that at all. So I do think that's going to matter. And for those that are thinking, well, you got McCullough and you got, Cameron Curl and you got Quentin Lake. Well, what good is John Johnson going to do when he's back? John Johnson was rated the best safety in the league, according to PFF, when he went down. So John Johnson can play in the safety room, and then you could have Quentin Lake play linebacker. I mean, that theoretically, that's what you could do. You can mix up things with the emergence. It's not like there are too many cooks in the kitchen. You also can use a rotation. So there's a lot of different things they can do. Same thing with wide receivers. You have Puka Nacua, you have Cooper Kupp. When those 2 are healthy, they're starting. After that, Tutu Atwell, Jordan Whittington. Now you have different sub-package options and roles that you can put them in. So that you never want to just say, oh, well, there's too many guys, and there's no such thing. You never know when there's going to be an injury, and you never want to. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. That is a term that has been used a lot, and I think that's what I would say. But I agree with you, and that's kind of the thing. I'm just looking forward to, I'm just really looking forward to how this whole thing plays out.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it stinks that we're dealing with this again, but man, like if there's anything that we know about this like Rams team and like that, like any team that like Sean McVay has done, like whether like we have a shot at like the playoffs, or even if we're like out of like the playoff like contention, like this team will play hard. Like they're like resilient. It doesn't matter. Like they're gonna fight hard till the game is over.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate you calling in, and it was nice talking with you. And I'll probably talk to you Thursday night.
Yep. I wish you luck in the Yankees.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I'm a Nationals fan, so I have a warm feeling of Juan Soto.
Hey,
I miss him.
You and me both, man. He's that I wasn't surprised when he hit that 3-run shot.
Nope.
Not at all surprised. But yeah,
it was either going to be like I was like going like it's going to be either him, Judge, or Stanton. It's like which one?
Yeah, if you asked me, I would have said either Juan Soto or Stanton. I love Judge, but he's just not the same player in the postseason. He could change that. He can absolutely change that in the World Series. But As of right now,
I just find it so strange how like some really good like superstars just don't do well in the postseason and just do well in the regular season. It's just weird to me.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely some level of clutch gene. High leverage players, guys that, they thrive under pressure, and some guys that just don't. And that's really what it comes down to. I mean, clearly we know, based on this Dodgers Mets game, which is now 6-3, Vientos just hit a 2-run shot. We know Mark Vientos can hit. Like, this is a guy that is made for the postseason. He's a young player. He's 24 years old. He's really come through. He's hitting .333 in the postseason. We know, for instance, Mookie Betts. We know Tommy Edman can hit in the postseason. We know Enrique Hernandez can hit in the postseason. There are just some guys that just hit in postseason. There's some guys that just don't. And it's, and that's kind of the same thing in the NFL. I mean, I think it's a little different because it feels like just in the NFL, you just kind of play your game. Like, I feel like it's less common, but I think more so, I would say this. More so in the NFL, it's more about the quarterbacks. That's where that's when the clutch gene really comes out. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I would say. But, man, appreciate you. And, looking forward to talking with you, hopefully after a win over the Vikings.
Hopefully. I'm glad that I think on for Thursday, I know the Vikings had a really tough game, and anything can happen after that, because I don't know how many times teams go and they play a tough game, whether they win or lose, and then they go and don't do well in the next week. It happens so many times.
Yeah.
But I think the real big thing is that even though it's a Thursday game, I think the best part is that it's at home instead of us having to travel to Minnesota.
Absolutely. I mean, that's really what it is.
I think that's huge. I think that makes it huge for the players being at home, their own beds and everything. So that makes it nice. So their routine is pretty stays the same, but the Vikings have to do a little bit different, but anything can happen.
No, absolutely. That's really what it comes down to. But no, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, man.
All right, we'll talk soon.
All right, see ya.
Later. All right, so that was that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Before we just end the show here, and I'm just trying to, there we go. Just toggle that. And that. Before we end the show, I see there are some people filing in to Kick. We have 970 followers. We need 30 more on Kick to get to 1,000. Once we get to 1,000, I will do a giveaway. So if you guys want to get in on that, we have over 200 people here. We just need 30 more. So 30 more of you. You're number 967. I appreciate that. Appreciate you, Ram DeLorean. I really appreciate that. Chach, thank you for the 2. I just saw that. I still have faith in my Cowboys, even if I hate. Yeah, I mean, you gotta, until it's over, until you tell me your team is mathematically eliminated, I don't see how you could just not have faith in them. I don't know. What was I gonna say? Oh, what's up? B. Staufy or Stauf? I'm doing well. Thank you for the recent follow. Nico Hernandez, Maximum Force CE, Thor Ram, B. Burrell. Yeah. Appreciate you. Like I said, 30 away. Oh, I'm absolutely wearing sunglasses. No doubt about it. Victory shades on Tuesday, for sure. I don't care who they beat. If they win, victory shades. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, so like I said, every week we do it. All 22 live stream. This week is going to be a little weird, but we have a mini buy. So we're going to try and do it Wednesday. The all 22 for the Raiders game. And then we'll do the all 22 for the Vikings game when it comes. Probably Saturday. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. We shall see. Uzi, I'm going to the Rams-Eagles game. That's what I'm going to. So, yep. Do you get double victory shades if Arizona pulls off a win? Well, we'll have everyone will be in shades except for Jesse if Arizona pulls off a win. That was huge. Yeah, Kello was huge down the stretch. I thought he had a really good game aside from that. But am I going to do a meet and greet? I mean, it won't be anything like official. I'll just meet you, you know? If you see me, like, let me know. Like, I'll let you guys know ahead of time what I'm wearing. I'll probably, like, rock a jersey. Maybe I'll wear my DTR hat, something like that. But, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, be sure to follow Kick on Kick. The link is in the comment section. It's pinned in the chat. So be sure to do that. And yeah, I think that's going to do it. We won't do the live stream this time around because I don't think we're going to get 30 people in the next 5 minutes. And I'm kind of ready. You know, this has run its course, hour and 46-minute stream. But it's been a fun stream, and I appreciate you guys. I'm glad, you know, we have some people in here who are excited about Thursday. We have some people who are doomers and gloomers. That is what it is. But no, I appreciate it. And yeah, I think that's going to do it. So I might be over on Kick streaming. We'll be playing some Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So if you're interested in that, might be on that later. I need a little bit of a break. But yeah. Fun stream, a lot of fun. Love talking with you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next live stream. So whether it's on Kick, which it probably will be, or, you know, I see you on YouTube or whatever. But yeah, be sure to hit that follow button over on my channel. And I'll see you guys soon. Later, folks.